What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and today I'm going to finally show off my Subterror Metalfoes deck. Just as full disclosure, the easiest way to get views on YouTube as far as YouTubing goes is to post decks like this the very first day that they come out. So when Subterror Nemesis Archer dropped, if you posted this list, I know a couple of YouTube channels, the bigger ones, that's what they do. They post brand new decks the day they come out. That's going to be the most people are searching for them, and it's the easiest way to get the most views. But I can't do that because I want to test the deck. I've been testing so many variants of Subterrors over the past couple weeks. I can't even tell you guys. Even if you compare this Metalfoes Subterror build to the one that I wrote about a couple weeks ago on tcgplayer.com, you're going to see a lot of differences. That's because I'm constantly trying to update it. I've tried this with Terratops, I've tried it with Prediction Princesses, I've tried it with a lot of Metalfoes, I've tried it with not a lot of, or with very few Metalfoes. I've tried it a lot of different ways. I'm not just trying to shove new content at you as soon as possible and move on to the next deck. That's not really my style. So that's why this is taking so long to get there. But luckily, you can be assured that this was heavily tested, and I'm hopefully going to be able to explain my card choices to you. So I just wanted to precursor that, because I know you guys have been waiting a while for this, especially seeing I posted like those 2 combo videos, and then didn't post this deck. But anyway, let's get right into it. So we're playing 3 Archer. This is obviously like the best Subterror right now. Maybe Nemesis Warrior is better just in general, but the reason that this deck is like playable is because of Archer. Also, let's probably zoom in just a bit. The reason that this deck is playable is because of Archer. So you can play with Metalfoes. This gives you access to your Subterrors straight out of the deck, which just wasn't possible before. It's really good, and it'll just get better as more Subterrors get released that like don't suck. And then we have 3 Nemesis Warrior. So Warrior is still like probably the best one, just because it's super versatile and dodges effects, and it's level 4, and it keeps coming back from the graveyard. Where Archer is sort of like a one and done deal, but yeah, these are like the main 6 cards of the deck. We're also still playing 3 Stalagmo. So unfortunately, pretty much all the new behemoths, actually pretty much all the new Subterrors besides Archer just like totally suck, which is like really sad. But so we have to stick with playing Stalagmo just to get Subterrors out of our hands and draw. He's still the best one. He's really big. He digs through your deck. So we're playing 3 of him. We're also playing 2 Umastrix. Yeah, like I said, it kind of sucks with the new. Like, all the Subterror support, except for Archer, was kind of shitty, but this guy's still good. Banishing cards is still good. We're not playing the big guy because he's just kind of bad. He needs, like, other cards to be good. Super bricky, stuff like that. I'm not playing Kraken. I was playing it in the TCG player version, but in this version I'm not, just because I don't really like it. Like, every time I draw it, it's just, like, the worst card ever. I know I play cards like Brilliant Fusion and like Terratops. I'm used to drawing like shitty cards like Take Tomborg and Garnet. But the payoff for playing a Kraken is just not worth the sacrifice you have to make. Like, drawing that card is just, it bricks every single time. It's so bad to draw. And the payoff just isn't big enough, because like it's not like Brilliant Fusion where like you win the game if you don't draw it. Because like a lot of times you just want to go for Slagmo anyway because you just want to dig through your cards. So I don't like that card. I don't know. Maybe I'll play it eventually. But that's the Subterror lineup. For the Metalfoes, we're playing 3 of all the normals. So 3 Volflame, 3 Gold Drive, 3 Silvered, and then 3 Steelin. I'm also playing 1 of this guy. This guy's like a staple 3 of in regular Metalfoes. But I want to keep this deck as close to 40 as possible. I know in the other version I was playing 50. This is only 45, I think. So I cut 5 cards just to make it more consistent. But you really want access to this guy. He's like the best thing to search off a combination, and you really just want 1 in play so you can keep bringing it back with Mithram. That's really like the main goal, but he's really important. In general, though, this deck is really good at keeping up with card advantage. I know regular Metalfoes sometimes struggle with that in the early stages of the game, depending on their hand, but with Stalagmo draws, you can usually end with a lot of cards. And then just 3 Gofu. Even though we're not playing Kraken, this card is still really great. I'm not playing Open Sulkin at all, but yeah, opening this card in any Metalfoes is good. You can tribute it with Or I guess not. I mean, you can get rid of it with Nemesis Warrior to summon Umastrix from the deck, which is pretty cool. You obviously can't tribute the tokens. That'd be pretty. I mean, that'd be broken if you could do that, but they can't be tributed, so can't do that. But and then you can synchro with him with Archer, as well as level 3 Metalfoe to make level 8 synchros. So that's good. But yeah, he's still a good starter card. For the spells, 3 Hidden City as well as 3 Terraforming. This is like, I don't think this card is not in. I think this card is in every single metal or every single Subterror combo video I've made, just because it's like that important. I know some builds, people are cutting back to just like just 3 of this and no terraformings, or 3 of this and 1 terraforming. But I think this card's just like too important. Like, you want this in your hand every single game. It just makes every combo possible. I don't know why you wouldn't play 3 and at least a couple terraformings. And you're going to banish some of them off Desires anyway, but it's free deck thinning. It's good stuff. It's more copies of Archer. It's more copies of Nemesis Warrior. It's just, I don't know. I like that card at 6, kind of. 6, yeah, I mean, kind of like having 6 copies. Anyway, 3 Desires. Yeah, Desires is like the best card of the format right now, so playing 3 of it. We have a lot of 3-ofs. Doesn't really matter what you banish with it, but getting 2 draws is pretty cool. 1 Painful Decision, 1 Metalfoes Fusion, 1 Full Metalfoes Fusion, and then 2 MST to round out the spells. I definitely thought about playing a second Painful Decision, but once again, I'm one of the cards I cut just to get it down to 45. And you don't really need more of one of these in this particular deck. You could probably bump up to 2 Full Metals, but once again, trying to cut it. MST is really important, because this deck doesn't do well with back row, but you don't have anything good to discard for Twin Disters, and also it combos with Combination. So yeah, it's good. For the traps, like I said, 1 Combination, no counter, and counter's kind of bad. Emptiness, Warning just says like real traps, and then we are playing 1 Ghost Trick Go Round. This card's really important. So if you don't know what it does, it has a lot of effects, but the only one that's relevant for us is that once returned during the battle phase, you can flip a face-down monster that you control face-up. So basically, that lets you trigger Stalagmo and Umastrix during your opponent's battle phase. Yeah, I like it. It's actually just like super frustrating that like I have to play this card. There's no good quick play book of Tayus. There's like Chaos. I think it's Chaos Infinity. That like flips everything face up. But then you need to play whatever the Mech Lords. Like, that's really stupid. And then there's like W Nebula Meteorite, which is like okay. But yeah, like we really needed like if Ghost of Goron was like a Subterror card, or like the other effects like let you use Subterrors instead of Ghost Tricks, like this deck could be like 100 times better. But like the fact that like Subterror Burrowing or whatever like flips monsters face down, it's just like a slap in the face, because like this deck has no problem with putting your monsters face down. Like all the Subterrors can do that by themselves. They have a problem like flipping themselves face up, and like the Prediction Princess engine is like the best way to do that, but that's like a 12 card engine. Well, I guess it's a 9 card engine if you don't play any Manjus. But it's just like a huge engine, takes up a gigantic portion of your deck. You're almost always going to go above 50 cards, because like there's no reason not to play Metalfoes in this deck, because like you need to make the most out of Archer, like it's like the second best card. But then like playing like Metalfoes and Subterrors and Prediction Princesses just leads to like the biggest inconsistencies ever. So you just can't play any good cards. So like we just have to play Ghost to go around. So that's why I'm playing that. But you only want to play more than 1, because you never ever would want to see more than 1. For the extra deck, we have 1 Break Sword, 1 Invoker. You can make this with obviously like the Metalfoe and Archer that comes up sometimes. 1 Photon Path Operative. I like this card a lot. Makes some combos happen. Dweller, Castel, Utopia Package. God, I hate saying that. It's so stupid. Utopia Package. Anyway, one of this guy, you can still make him with Stalagmos. That's pretty common. Happens. I'm not playing Gustav Max anymore because that guy's just like better, but whatever. We're also playing 2 Mithram, 1 Elkis, 1 Orikelk. This guy almost never comes up, but still playing him for when you open all Metalfoes. And then 1 Adamante. Even though you're not playing what's his name? Ultimate Tzolk'in. You still need this guy, because usually when you're seeing something with this, the only guy that you can make is this dude. So you just have to play him so you can fuse. So yeah. And then 1 Omega and 1 Scarlet. No real reason to play Ignister in this deck. No real reason to play Void Ogre either, because you almost always have like 4 cards in hand because of the Subterror is drawing so much. So yeah, those are just the ones we're playing. So that's a pretty standard extra deck. Kind of want to play Diamond Direwolf, but just didn't really have the room. I think Photon Pathway Operative is actually just more important because it's pretty cool. Overall, though, I think this deck's good. I think the problem with like even like Spiral Metalfoes and like Subterror Metalfoes is that like you're just playing like a worse Metalfoes deck. I think this kind of avoids that. I mean, like it does get you there because like the draws are really helpful and you have like more floating, and Nemesis Warrior is good for dodging effects. It's kind of like having extra copies of Full Metal's Fusion, sort of, because you're just dodging effects. But I don't know, like this deck's good. It's just not great. And it's definitely not as good as like just pure Metalfoes. But it is fun, and hopefully in the next set we can get some good behemoths. We can get another good Nemesis, maybe like a trap card. Like we just need a quick play Book of Taiyu. That's like all I want. Like a quick play Book of Taiyu that you can like search with Hidden City would be so awesome. It would help a lot. So I'd like to get to a point where we can just play like mostly Subterrors and then just like maybe 6 Metalfoes just to pop Archer. But we'll see. So far they've been pretty good with the Nemesis Subterrors, so we just need better behemoths, I think. But anyway, hopefully you guys know the deck profile. Sorry for taking so long on it, but I will see you guys later. Bye.